Hey there everyone, this is Martin Tennant, and in this video lesson I am going to show you how to play your very first guitar scale. Now, if you don't know what a scale is, it's basically a group of notes that are organised together in a way that makes musical sense. In other words, these are what musicians and guitar players alike use to create melodies, riffs, and create solos on the guitar and on other instruments as well. But we're going to be focusing on one scale in particular. As a matter of fact, we're going to learn two technically, but don't worry about that too much because the second scale is basically the same scale, it's just got a couple of notes added. But the scale in question that we're going to learn is based off on the open position, so you'll only be using certain fingers. You'll be using a combination of fretting the strings and using open strings as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a close-up on the neck and show you how to play this scale. So the scale we're going to learn today in this lesson is called an A minor pentatonic scale, and it's going to be based, like I said, right here in the open position. Now if you're wondering why it's called an E minor pentatonic scale, it's because there are 5 unique notes in this scale that makes up the scale, and pentatonic basically means 5 notes, so it's a 5-note scale, and it's based on the E note, and if you want to think about it more in terms of chords, it's based on the E minor chord, hence why it's called A minor pentatonic. And if you look at the diagram that I provided for you in the handout that you can download, you'll see that the notes for this scale are E, G, A, B, and D, and then it repeats after that. And then this scale is going to be played over 2 octaves. Now that basically means that you play the same notes over again, but they're going to be at a different pitch. In this case, we're going to start off with the low end of the scale, and then we'll go back to the E about halfway up, and then we'll be playing the same notes again, but it'll be on the higher strings, so it'll sound higher. Refer to your diagram that you have that you can download, and you'll be able to see the dots that show you where your finger should go, and it should also tell you what fingers you should use. With that being said, I'm going to show you how to play it so you can get a visual reference as well as a reference to the diagram. And just before I show you, I want to also point out that I don't want you to worry too much about how you pick the strings. I'm going to show you in another lesson how to properly get your head around picking technique for a beginner, and good technique to start off in the beginning. But right now I'm not too concerned how you pick. You can just do all downstrokes if you want. You can do a combination of up and down, or you can just do up. It doesn't matter, so long as you're able to pick the strings, and that's alright for me. What's more important at this stage is that you understand how to play the scale, where your fingers are to go for the scale, and you're able to play it. So now we're going to start off with learning the actual scale itself. First of all, I'll play it for you so you know what this thing sounds like, then I'll show it to you and break it down. So again, a little faster. So that's your E minor pentatonic scale on the open position. So let's get into how to actually play this. First of all, pretty easy, your first note is the open 6th string. You just pick that on its own. Then we're going to, using your 3rd finger, put that on the 3rd fret of the 6th string. You'll be picking that one. So far we have open 6th string, then 3rd on the 6th. Then we're going to go over to the A string now. And we're going to pick that open. Then this time we're going to be using the 2nd finger, put that on the 2nd fret of the A string, and you'll get this note. And for the, believe it or not, for the next 2 strings it's exactly the same. So it's the same shape, movement essentially. Open, then 2nd finger, then open, 2nd finger. So again, so we have the open 6th string, 3rd on the 6th, then open on the A, 2nd on the A, open on the D, then 2nd, open on G, then 2nd. So we're already more than halfway through the scale. Now next, on the B string now, that's going to be the open string again. And then this time we're going to use the 3rd finger again, just like you did with the 6th string. This time it's going to be on the 3rd fret of the B. So open, then 3rd. And then finally for your last string, just do the exact same thing, open, and then your 3rd on the 3rd fret. So recap from the B, open, 3rd, open, 3rd. So all in all, you should sound like this. So what's great about this particular version of the E minor pentatonic scale is that not only is it a really easy scale to learn for beginners, but it's also used a lot in a lot of guitar music, especially kind of blues or rock music. Sure, you heard that a lot in guitar music. But this scale is, like I say, it's really easy to get the muscle memory, and remember, as long as you remember where each finger is used when. Like for instance, you use the open and the 3rd on the 6th string, and then on the A you use the 2nd instead of the 3rd. As long as you remember when you use the 3rd, when you use the 2nd, and you're able to play it fluently, you should get this scale fairly quickly. So what we're going to do now is we're going to practice going up and down the scale just a couple of times, and we'll do it slowly so that way you'll be able to follow along with me easily in the video. And one more time. Now you've got the E minor pentatonic open position done and down. Now I want you to just practice that over and over again until you've got it down. And so now I'm going to, just to end off the lesson, I'm going to show you another scale. Now this is actually basically based on the same scale that we've just learned. We're just going to add a couple more notes to it. And there's really not much to it, and this is a scale that's again used a lot in guitar music. especially in blues music, because it is going to be the minor blues pentatonic in E. It will sound like this. Right away you notice that there's only a couple of notes difference, and it sounds immediately more bluesy, this scale, once you've added just those couple of notes. That's because these extra notes that I added, those two, that's the blues note for that particular scale, and that's what makes the scale become a blues scale. And it uses all the same notes, all the other notes, and the fingering is exactly the same. We're just going to add those two extra notes, and you immediately you'll sound a lot more like a blues player, like the long gone famous B.B. King or Eric Clapton even. See how that sounds more like a blues lick rather than just standard sort of pentatonic kind of sound? Which still sounds great, not denying that, but it just sounds, there's something about the blues scale, it just sounds really awesome. Just that one note really adds more life to the lick, rather than just going. Okay, so to play it, I'll just quickly show you it, because there's really, once you've learned the minor pentatonic, you can just get this one straight away. So let's start off again, starting with the low A. It's open, then we've got third on the sixth. Then this is when we go to the fifth string, that's when it's going to change. We've got open A, then we're going to put our first finger on the first fret of the A. So there's the first blues note. After that, second finger on the second fret. Then open on the D, second on the D, and then we've got open on the G, second on the G, and then here's the other blues note. It's going to be the third finger on the third fret of G. There it is. And then the rest of the chord is exactly the same. Open B, then we've got third on the B, open high E, and then third on the high E. And there you have it. Okay, so let's practice doing that scale, the blues one this time, going up and down just like we did with the minor pentatonic. And one more time.